We are 4 weeks into the high school football season, and the best game in the Lackawanna Conference is right here in Peckville as number 2 Valley View takes on Scranton Prep. In the Poconos, we have the old Thanksgiving Day rivalry as number 11 East Stroudsburg South squared up at Stroudsburg. And in the Wyoming Valley Conference, it's always a battle when Berwick bumps into Wyoming Valley West. It's time to get the cannon out on the Super 16 Sports Final.
The Super 16 Sports Final, sponsored by Lackawanna College. This is life-changing. This is Lackawanna College.
Not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of the cannon. It always makes me jump every time. Yeah. Hard to believe, but after tonight, we're a quarter of the way through the season. That's if you're good enough to play all 16 games. Pleasant good evening, everybody. I'm Landon Stolar.
And I'm Jim Coles, and of course, not many teams will play all 16 games. The exception is Southern Columbia. Speaking of the Tigers, they welcomed a coach who is maybe their greatest player in school history. But first, we poke into the Poconos.
That's right, because we got a great matchup. Behind quarterback Sherwin Stewart and wide receiver Benny Pendleton, Stroudsburg was in our preseason Super 16 countdown. Fast forward 3 weeks, it's 11th ranked East Stroudsburg South on the rise with their running back Ryan Clark and their stud offensive lineman Tim Kinney. The longtime Thanksgiving Day rivalry is settling things in Stroudsburg. Let's pick things up in the first. No score. There's Stewart on the keeper. Breaks a few tackles. Gain of 20 on the play. Very next play. Stewart again from the 3. Touchdown Mounties. A 7-0 Stroudsburg. Same score in the second. The handoff goes to Dimitri Rojas. He goes 38 yards in for the score. Just like that, Stroudsburg takes a 13-0 lead. South answers back though. Clark, we told you what he can do. 15-yard score. The Cavaliers within a touchdown. Now 20-6. Stroudsburg in the third. South's Braden Mitchell airs it out to Christian Sapp. 40 yards for another score. 20-13. Later in the third, Stewart on the draw. Nothing but green grass. 33 yards. 27-13. And here's the capper. Andrew Romaine Martin breaking tackles, diving for the pylon. 17 yards. Stroudsburg wins 40-20. That might shake things up in the Poconos and possibly in our countdown, Jimmy.
Well, Stroudsburg will be in. I'll have to think about East Stroudsburg South. West Scranton led by Nick Goya, taking a number 16 there. Lakeland. Yeah, looking down at Chapman Lake. No score early, but Goya goes out and finds his favorite target, Quincy Vassell. That's a first down. A couple of plays later, Goya throws out in the left and anticipating it is Lakeland's Bill Good with a good read. Very next possession, Lakeland's C.J. Dippery wide open to Tommy Pigeon. The track star goes 54 yards and Lakeland leads 7-0. West Scranton, though, pinned at their own 16, gets Kevin Williams juking outside for a big gain, and West Scranton comes all the way back. They get the win, 28-20. Well, Lackawanna Trail had no problems with the first 3 weeks of the season. The Lions coasted over Northwest, Susquehanna, and Montrose. But Dunmore, well, that's a different deal for a small school looking for a trophy. The Bucks may not be that 10-pointers of the past, but it still has a little bit of doing to bag a buck. We funnel up to Tunnel Hill for the action. Another classic game. Trail head coach Steve Jervis fired up. 14-7. His team is up. Steve Borgia throwing. Greg McGade, big 53-yard gain. The defense was good for the Lions, but Rayshawn Dawkins gets in there. Extra point block. 14-13 Trail up. They're hemmed in, but after a clipping penalty, Nathan Rolka goes to Ray Melenkoff, who burst through for a 38-yard gain. And then later, Melenkoff again goes 39 yards, this time with a touchdown run. And Lackawanna Trail leads 21-13. Really big game. They had to get over the hump to beat Dunmore, and the bend but don't break defense bends and gets the win. Trail decks Dunmore 21-15.
How about them Lions? Jersey Shore got their first win of the season last week, hoping to make it 2 in a row, hosting number 7 Mount Carmel area. And the Red Tornadoes stormed out onto the field in this one. John Ayers, 44 yards into the end zone, 7-0 Red Tornadoes. Bulldogs trying to respond now, but Tanner Lorson gets picked off. Avery Demko makes the play for the interception, and that leads to this. Tommy Reisinger to Shane Widener. Beautiful pitch and catch on this play, just like that, 14-0 Mount Carmel area. That defense just as dominant. Tanner Karicki breaks up that pass, led to more Mount Carmel area offense. Ayers 80 yards, nearly scores. 47-7 Mount Carmel area, your final score. Southern Columbia won 5 consecutive state championships between 2002 and 2006. Running back Henry Hynoski was a key member of those last 4 teams, including the 2006 team that Hynoski still claims is the best in school history. Is it that team? Or maybe is it this year's team? Check back with us when and if the Tigers run the table in 2018. Hynoski in his old stomping grounds with his old high school ball coach. That's Jim Roth. Nice to see those two together again. 7-0 Southern Columbia in the first, looking for more. Stone Hollenbach to Julian Fleming. 71 yards. Hynoski knows that's kind of tough to stop. Tigers up 13-0. Next drive, Hollenbach to Fleming again. This one goes 66 yards. Breakaway speed. Dude picked a good game to show off, too. James Franklin on the recruiting trail in this one, hoping Fleming will one day wear that number 4 for Penn State. It's on his list of 6 schools right now. This was all Tigers, 48-0, your final score.
How do you know he wasn't there to go to Knoebels?
Maybe he could be.
Could have been. Time to check out
Knoebels.
Northern Tier for a couple of contests. Wyalusing up 8-0 on Athens late in the second quarter when Shane Fury rolls out and hits Zach Bruin. It's 14-0. They go for the 2-point conversion, and why not? They have momentum. Brandon Dake, Wyalusing up 16-0. Not over, though. Athens driving 3rd and goal on the bootleg. Caden rudely knocked out half a yard line. And how about on the quarterback keeper, 4th down? They're trying to push him in there. Wyalusing stops him. Problem was, Athens after that took over. Fury's intercepted by Damian Hudson, and Athens comes back with 18 unanswered to win 18-16. Wellsboro and Towanda. Steve Lloyd taking a shot of a perfect rainbow. Whoa. Is there a pot of gold? Well, there was for one of the teams. Hornets try the pooch kick early, and it works. They recover at the 33-yard line in business. The underdog team is stymied, though. Wellsboro freshman quarterback Isaac Keene is stopped 4th down by Noah Schaefer. So Towanda now, Tander Kunkel tries the run, but again, defense is there this time by Clayton Osborne. Keene one more time, Schaefer and Kithcart there with the double team. One more time with the defense, an interception for Silas Wagaman, and it is the Green Hornets buzzing their way to a 30-3 victory.
Loyal Sock at Bloomsburg now. This is tough news for the Lancers. Their quarterback Connor Watkins broke his collarbone. Done for the season. Really hate to report on that. On the field, 13-8 Bloom in the third. Bam Brima sack for Sock. That defense was smothering. Here's your play of the game, though. Lancers at the 3. Aiden Gare gets the give. Looks like he's down, but instead they call it a fumble. Bloomsburg recovers, and the Panthers go on to win this game 19-8. But the story, of course, Watkins collarbone. That's tough to hear.
And I don't want to be facetious, but that's a tough break.
It is.
6 weeks there. We're going to come back with the Lackawanna Conference, the 2 best teams going head-to-head, Prep and Valley View.
That's a great one. Number 2 versus number 6 in our countdown. We'll have that next on the Super 16 Sports Final.
Welcome back. We always say this in Coach's Corner. If you ever miss anything, part of the show, part of the highlights, any scores, always go to WNEP.com.
It's my favorite website, isn't it?
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it is. Well, no, we haven't forgot about the Rail Riders playing in Game 4 of the Governor's Cup Finals. We'll have that later, but first some more football and a key Lackawanna football conference game.
What a crowd. I tell you, I loved it so much. Valley View and Scranton Prep are a cut above the rest in the Lackawanna Conference. The Cougars, well, they have that quality line. They went up against Prep's fine defensive linemen and T.J. Holmes on the inside and Danny Bellardi at the end. To be sure, this contest would be decided in the trenches and on the line. Second-ranked Cougars, home for the Cavaliers, and I tell you what, love their band. They play great music every time I'm there. I try to hang out in their end of the field. Leo O'Boyle down 13-7. Ooh, feeling a smackdown for number 5, Ryan Turlip. And in Valley View in the second quarter, Janasa Boone airs it out from midfield to Zach Kowalczyk, right in stride, 51-yard touchdown. Cougars up 20-7. At the half. Third quarter, Prep needing a spark. They get it. Boone on 3rd down, looking for a first down. Instead, it's Carter Odell with the recovery at the Valley View 39. Prep had 2 chances in Valley View territory. First time, turnover and downs. Next time, O'Boyle gets the first down, but he's hit. Kevin Duffy, is he the guy who recovers the fumble? Oh, yeah, we know because he was flashing the belt. Way to go, Kevin. And then Boone takes off and picks up 37 yards. Tough to deny this when he breaks containment and goes down the sidelines. How do you tackle him? Well, grab the face mask. Tack that on, and they're in the red zone. Mason Cordish will get the final 4 yards, and in a classic, Valley View beats Scranton Prep 27-14. to 15.
Every team needs a turnover belt, I think so. It
Absolutely.
should be protocol. Williamsport Hazleton looked like a potential Super 16 showdown at the start of the year. One of these teams is going to be 1-3 after this one. Early on, the Port defense balling out. Blaze McClements and Nasir Jones with the tackle for loss. Then a fumble here. Williamsport recovers. And then they turn that turnover into points. Joe Fagnano, the option. Keeping it is a good option. 40 yards, virtually untouched into the end zone, 7-0 Millionaires. Cougars coming back. Damon Horton returning the kickoff. Beginning of a monster game, apparently, for him. Watch out, photographer. Yeah, there he goes. Into the Williamsport territory. But that led to a missed field goal. Williamsport was clicking early, though. Fagnano to Jones, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle. 28 yards leads to a 6-yard Trayson Potts touchdown. Hazleton coach Mike Brennan told me they keep losing every time I'm there. Maybe he's right, because this turned into a second-half shootout.
Wow.
A shootout. Williamsport wins 64-63. Now, based on the quarter and a half I saw, I'm still not sure I believe that actually happened.
Basketball
But apparently it happened, yes. Compared to years past, there wasn't too much hype surrounding Wyoming Valley West this season. But after 3 weeks, the Spartans are 3-0, ranked 14th in our Super 16 countdown. But they had a big challenge tonight with number 3 Berwick. The Bulldogs coming off that big win over Williamsport, where they scored the final 21 points in the game. To Spartan Stadium now in Kingston. We'll pick it up in the third quarter. It's Berwick 27, Valley West 17. Owen Shoemaker adds to that lead with the 20-yard score, 34-17. Berwick looking for more, but Alex Force picked off by Brendan Woods in the end zone. Spartans taking over. Jake Schuster gets the ball going deep, but Tegan Wilk returns the favor, intercepts the ball. Berwick back in business. Fourth quarter, Shoemaker up the sidelines. Kid goes 25 yards. Wilk takes it in from there as Berwick remains undefeated. 40-24, your final score.
Before you take a coffee break, Pittston area in Dallas, and Dallas quarterback Michael Starbuck goes to Jack Farrell. That's really good down near the goal line. You have to finish it off. Lenny Kelly does that 7-0 lead. 4th and 4, Michael Nacito hits Brian Giambra. And Dallas, their lead is cut to 7-6. Already now 14-6. Dallas goes back to work. Starbuck having a fine quarter of the season, 25 yards following his blocker, sets up another touchdown for him in Dallas. They're 4-0. They win 41-21, your final score. Now, Muncie coming off a game where quarterback Coleman Good ran for a touchdown, threw for a 2-point conversion with no time left to beat Towanda 15-14. Against South, he goes to Dylan Witt for a first down. Then again, 10 yards to Witt, and the Indians lead 7-0 in the first quarter. A.J. Flick hands off to Gannon Gurski. He goes up the middle for the Mounties. They get a first down. Flick goes back at it. He's a good thrower. This time he runs it in. It's a 7-6 game. This would be a very entertaining game. Second quarter, Flick goes to Luke Winter, 20 yards, first and goal. And on the next play, it's Good going to action. Colby Moyer, 65 yards in a wild one. Muncie beats South Williamsport 32-24. Yeah, I think I know another team going in the countdown.
Ooh, our 8th-ranked team, Central Columbia, taking on Hughesville. Kurt Aaron didn't like the result last week.
No.
I don't think he's going to really like the result this week either. It's 42-7 Blue Jays at the break. That one didn't count, but this one does. Troy Johnson, 45 yards. Another touchdown for Central Columbia. It's 49-7 at that point. But Hughesville playing for some pride here. Jace Wright scores to double the Spartan total in this one. Hughesville then comes up with a stop on D. Late comeback bid comes up way short. 49-24 Central Columbia. Well, they love me in Mountaintop. Crestwood hosting Pottsville, tied up 20-6 at the half. Third quarter, Aiden Stanton crossing the field deep to Mason Barnes down to the 15. It's a 59-yard play plus a horse collar there at the end. That leads to this. Stanton rolling towards the camera, finds Bobby Wilczek 26-6 after a block PAT. Comets get going. Chase Passman to Ryan Petrosky. They would have a touchdown called back on a chop block, then an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. So this is first and goal from the 35. Passman wants it all. He's picked off by Jacob Roos. The Tide rolls 33-6.
One more to go. Scranton welcoming Wallenpaupack. We pick it up at Memorial Stadium. Knight's first possession. Third and long. Quarterback Will Cobley goes to Rado Brown. First down to midfield. Brandon cruising. Yeah, he's cruising and bruising for a gain of 9 and another first down for the Knights. But then keep an eye on number 4, Xavier Warner. He comes up with the sack. That'll end Scranton's opportunity. Took the Buckhorns a while to get their offense going, but Tom McCormick goes to Tony D'Alessio for a nice gain, and Wallenpaupack goes on to get the win. Final score, 30-6. to 14. Well, we will let you know if the Rail Riders have a game tomorrow. Or did Durham win? Also put a whole wrap on week 4 next in the Super 16 Sports Final. One escape and one rout covers Penn State's first 2 wins of the season. Kent State, and it'll fall in the latter category.
Yeah, most likely. So the Nittany Lions open to get started in a flash against those Golden Flashes.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. You know, I would make the argument, really, we got to do a better job of starting out fast. We've done a much better job in the last 2 years of scoring on opening possessions. We've done a better job there, so I think that helps. But then, you know, as we're trying to kind of figure out who and what they are, so based on everything we've studied, are they staying true to what we game plan based on what we saw on film, or are they trying to break all their tendencies and how they're calling the game? So we're trying to find that out as quickly as we possibly can.
To baseball, Rail Riders needing a win to keep their season alive, down 2-1 in the Governor's Cup Series to Durham. Top of the first, we are the road team because Durham has that hurricane damage. Gio Urshela, solo home run, 1-0 lead, and this guy is Landon's neighbor,
Yeah.
Mike Ford, out to right
My
field.
apartment buddy.
Charlotte McBride had a duck to get away from that, a 3-run home run. He's been swinging a hot bat, almost had a few more homers in the series. Rail Riders win at 5-2. The series tied at 2. Decisive Game 5, Saturday afternoon beginning at 4.
Yeah, really looking forward to that one, Jimmy. So, Williamsport somehow, someway beat Hazleton 64-63. I'm still trying to figure out how that happened based on what I saw. Stroudsburg over East Stroudsburg South by 20. That's a big one. I'm picking my alma mater, Syracuse over Florida State tomorrow. I'm feeling it. You like your alma mater, Penn State over Kent State?
I certainly do, and I'm also going to be a big Horned Frog fan.
There
They're
you
taking on Ohio State here on WNEP. Connor Watkins, quarterback for Loyal Sock, broken collarbone, tough there. Valley View vaulting past Scranton Prep in front of a nice crowd. Lackawanna Trail and Muncie, both going in the countdown. I think Stroudsburg's going in for the first time this season. We want to thank our entire crew out there. Good luck to your Orange. Let's put a bow on week 4 as we close the door. See you next week.
Go Orange.